Jerome Powell was talking yesterday or the day before in some conference in Europe, where he was on a panel with the president for the Central Bank of Brazil, president for the Central Bank of the Euro, and him. And they were just kind of like talking. Europe cut interest rates recently. The moderator was asking him if he was going to plan on cutting interest rates anytime soon. And for the most part, he's been giving his like standard spiel about like, oh, we're heavily analyzing the market, trying to see what it tells us. He's very careful about what he says because he knows how much like weight his words carry.
We're waiting. I mean, job report came out. Jobs were good. Like it wasn't. They weren't. We didn't lose a lot of jobs. I think jobs were meant to be like 44,000. Like the expected number was 44, and we got 43. Like it is down, but it's not dramatic.
Definitely, he didn't say anything about cutting rates anytime soon. That stimulus that the markets in general would see is not something to be expected.
Welcome back
to another week
of your favorite crypto podcast.
Sometimes Crypto.
The Unscripted.
Crypto Podcast.
Ayo!
Ayo!
I use both of my cameras too.
Nice. As you can tell, William's got the upgrade, and now he's pretty much forcing me to upgrade my camera too.
At least one of them.
Yeah. But we're back. It's been a while.
Alex took a break.
We definitely miss you guys. But we have a lot to cover because it's been a long time and a very active
week and a half, 2 weeks almost.
Week and a half.
Week of no posting, but the episode came out late, so it's really almost 2 weeks of information we haven't touched on.
Yeah, a lot of stuff's going on.
2 weeks.
I don't even know where to start, if I'm being honest.
So I'm gonna start with something that already happened, but it's still in the.
That's what news is. We cover stuff that already happened. We're not fortune tellers, William. I'm sorry.
So I mean, like happened like recently. Like I don't mean like like it didn't happen like 5 days ago. That's right. Okay. Like the fact that I couldn't respond to you any better. Like, sorry, man. Fuck.
Okay. So what happened?
So since you don't follow them, but I do. Baked airdropped happened this week, this Monday. No, the weekend. This week. Official claim for the Baked airdrop came out. The contract was released on Sunday. So it was launched on a degen fund. So it's a launch platform essentially for launch for the tokens, right? So it got sniped.
The
launch got sniped.
The
baked.
Okay. Baked got
the
sniped.
baked token got sniped. The sniper, which was, I can pull it up. What the sniper's name was.
So someone like really like scooped up a whole bunch.
It was a bot.
Okay. No, makes sense.
It had to be a bot, of course.
But we mostly deal with bots nowadays.
Yeah. Let me see if it should be relatively up here. Damn it. Irrelevant the name of the sniper who sniped the token, in my opinion. Let me see if
But nonetheless,
sniped. So it got sniped. Literally in a 6 minute window from the time the code was like released to the time it was launched to the public, meaning on its Twitter. It was 6 minutes. You get me?
Yeah.
In that 6 minute window, the sniper was able to buy up at current value, like at the value when it was sniped, $10,000, and he was able to, which was about 8% of the supply. He made $3 million off of it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Like that sniper made it out of the trenches.
Yes. Like it's it's a pretty solid snipe. So,
yeah, super solid.
So there was a lot of controversy behind Banter and everyone who ran it, because everyone was saying that it seems like it was an inside, like, job type of thing because of like the time window and everything that happened. It was like a whole thing.
I mean, I could see why someone would throw those allegations, but we could also see that as people just being butthurt.
Listen, I'm in their community. I use their products, whatever. It was a lot of butthurt. Yeah, myself included, because if you look at like the gummy token itself, it went from at peak price like 22 cents to a penny now, a penny and a half, almost 10 cents. Like it tanked, right? And the difference between the two launches, is to be clear in here, is when gummy was launched, the Banter itself ran. They sniped the token originally. Like they sniped the tokens, got a lot of tokens, and then distributed the tokens. Everything was very transparent. You saw all the wallets, all of that. This one was more of a fair launch. So Sniper was able to get the tokens, and then after that, 2 days later is when they went ahead and released like the claims for the airdrops. So what they're gonna do is they're gonna finalize the last couple of the last airdrops, meaning whatever was already promised will be sent, and the rest is gonna get burned.
The rest of the supply
the leftover supply that was meant for future airdrops will be burned.
Oh wow!
Because they realized with the gummy that the launch itself, everything went great, but since there were so many tokens and people literally got it for free, all you had to do was sign up on an exchange, use the exchange. If you were already using other exchanges, you can go ahead and also for like other exchanges, you're able to get it. And just by using Banter bubbles, getting points, you were also able to get gummy.
So no more future gummy airdrops, just the ones that were
already. So for gummy, it's gonna be the ones that were already promised, are being released, and Rand already burned them, as we talked about. I think last week he burned the $12 million worth of gummy tokens. So whatever's left is gonna be airdropped. They get released to everyone, and they just today. This is what, Wednesday, July 3rd. Happy birthday, America.
Yep.
So
Independence Day. So the token will be I lost my train of thought with the Happy Birthday, America. You did it to yourself.
I did it to myself, dog. Gosh darn.
No, but burned the airdrop for gummy.
I remembered. Thank you. So they just released a poll today asking, should we just go ahead and airdrop what's left? Like for the Banter bubbles and whatever. Airdrop that, get it out the way. And they're doing a 24-hour poll on it. So by tomorrow, we will know if the airdrop's going to happen or not. Or stuff like that.
I see.
And I think whatever the airdrop is, if they didn't... And if whatever's left over, I'm going to assume they're going to burn the rest of it. Because from what it seems like, it's not like they're going to increase the size of the airdrops. It's going to be the same.
What do you mean increase the size of the airdrops?
So like the amount of tokens you will receive for the amount of points you have.
Oh, okay.
That's what I mean by increase the size. Because I'm assuming is they're probably have a ratio. X amount of points.
The reward payout will be bigger.
So they're probably waiting for that X amount to be reached, which it hasn't been reached. Better said. So whatever is left will probably be burned, in my opinion.
We'll go. Okay, I see.
That happened, and it was like a whole thing because like since crypto banter is a very like big thing, it was people really got upset for free money. Like I find that hilarious. Like if you didn't buy the tokens, you had free money.
What? Yeah, even if it's a penny. It's free. Also, just to be clear, all meme coins are down. The market as a whole is down. We're currently in like a weird space where Bitcoin's holding a level, and we can easily go to 51,000 if it doesn't hold this level. Yeah, interest is low.
Yeah, retail's not in. So we're in a predicament. Start telling your friends, guys. Come on. Nah, jokes.
Start telling your friends.
Jokes.
Start orange pilling people.
At this rate.
Yeah. So like my question is about the baked snipe. So that guy owns 8% of the total circulating supply.
He owned it. He sold it. He bought it. He
sold
for
it.
$3 million and he got out.
Oh, okay.
I think they followed. Rand said that they were following the wallet, and it has been buying in and out, but he's not holding a large number anymore. He sold it. He's out.
I see.
So there is no. He's no longer holding 8% of the supply.
Yeah, he's no longer exposed to the volatility of the token anymore. Well, not as much as he was when he sniped in.
And not even that. We're all, the community is not exposed to the control of 8%.
That's another thing that I was gonna say. I was like, if this guy still holds 8%, like he has a lot of
you move the
power
market
in the market. Mm-hmm. You could definitely move the market with that.
Yeah, but no, he doesn't have control of that 8% anymore. He got rid of it instantly, pretty much. He made the $3 million, got out.
Okay, that's interesting. Well, it would have sucked if it was Sheldon who sniped it, but I'm not throwing accusations out there. I'm
That's
just
funny.
saying.
That makes funny. That's
Just
funny because he is called like Sheldon the Sniper, so that's a good one.
I'm in the loop, William. I'm in the loop.
I can see that. You're there. You're there.
Oh wow. But yeah. What were we gonna say?
Mm-mm.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say something. I saw your mouth moving.
Good. You're good.
Oh, by the way, for those of you who are listening and not watching, all these episodes are available on YouTube with video. So if you made it this far, leave a like if you like it.
On that same note, all those of you who are watching and who don't want to watch later, the episodes are all available where you can watch where you can listen to podcasts.
Correct. This is a podcast. We just try to utilize all forms of media over here.
So yeah, like, subscribe,
get as
follow,
much people interested. Yep. Like, subscribe, follow, share, comment, share. Sharing is caring.
And if you comment, Alex will next episode be shirtless.
I could do that. Yeah. If we get 5 comments on this episode, I will be shirtless.
Let's do it.
You know what? Let's drop it. I'll do 3 comments.
And we'll count ourselves. Like, we'll count our reply.
Oh wow. Wow. So Bitcoin's been just in this area where it's not really holding much of any like run ups.
So it does, but it doesn't, and then it loses steam.
Yeah,
it's being complicated. Bitcoin's being complicated.
Yeah. So what's going on with it? RSI is low, bottom.
Son.
Fear and greed index is.
Fear and greed last week was at
51.
30. Then it went.
Whoa.
Well, first it went to neutral, then it dropped to 30, and then it went back to neutral. I haven't seen it. I haven't looked at it since.
Yeah, the last I checked, I don't remember if it was today or yesterday, but 51 was what I saw.
And that's neutral.
And that's pretty neutral. That's neutral, yeah. 30's starting to get fearful.
30 was greed, 100%.
Greed?
I mean, 30 was fearful. I'm sorry.
Fearful. Okay, I was like,
No,
higher numbers indicate greed. But we still saw. So the interesting thing was that the U.S. spot ETFs saw an inflow of $130 million on Monday. Yet, $130 million on Monday with a 5-day streak. Yet Bitcoin still dropped. What was it on that same Monday? A few percentage points, maybe basis points. Let me see. Yeah, 0.3%, which is insane because institutional. William, would you consider that institutional trading? No, right?
It's retail, but it could be considered institutional because it is like the ETFs.
Institution, yeah. Yeah, it's kind of like one of those like a little bit here, a little bit there situation.
Yeah. So I think part of part of the thing there is when those orders are made, if I'm not mistaken, they're not settled immediately. So your bid goes in to buy the Bitcoin at that price, and it says it's executed on your end, but that isn't finalized till the next day. Because they don't close it out till that afternoon, like once trading's over.
Yeah, once they have to settle their books.
Yeah, once they have to, and they have to settle their books by next morning, if I'm not mistaken, if that's what I remember correctly.
Yeah.
So yeah, so like we saw Bitcoin go from its like lows of 50. I can share the screen if you want, so you can see it.
I would love to I would love for you to share the screen.
Let me share for you.
William's a screen sharing expert over here. If I want to show something on the screen, I actually just send it to him so he can share it. Damn, William, what type of mess is this?
So I can take this off. This isn't easy. I don't know what you mean by
As you could tell, William's always doing some market research and analysis. Always looking.
So let me go to the 4 hours.
Checking the health.
A little more comfortable. Alrighty. So this long ass line you see down here is the uptrend that we've been following.
The red one.
They're both red. This is just the bottom one, and it's going back all the way from here, essentially.
From like October.
From October of last year, and then I just have it there to keep track of where Bitcoin is. So when we were here, we were really far from that trend line, as you can clearly see. Where is this ruler? So like we had all this space to cover, so it could move sideways and do its thing. So it got here, and now we're closer to a trend line. We're currently we're holding it. We haven't broken it. We're still here. We're in this range. This is current air price. No issues here. The thing is, we also have this trend line. That's a 4-hour trend line just going downwards, meaning we waited for this exact thing. This break. Could be considered a retest, but it would need to re-break it. So because now I created a small, tiny 4-hour one that it currently broke. We would want it to hold and just keep on pushing up. We have some resistance coming up here. If I'm not, this is a 200-day moving average. So we dumped it. Basically, we dumped from here all the way down here, which for Bitcoin, it's nothing dramatic. But if you look at alts, just to give an example, let's say Injective. Injective was here beforehand. This is just Injective. And it dumped 10% to today.
10%?
Yeah. So we currently want Bitcoin to really hold this. And the reason we want it to hold that trend line and hold that is because of a very realistic possibility. I'm going to take this out of here, which we're at a good level to hold, by the way. We haven't filled this gap you see here.
Yeah, I see that gap.
Which
from like, what is that, 50,000 to like 60, 56.
Yeah, so we've gone up to here. The gap size is around here.
Yeah, from 56
that's another
to
8%. Mind you, this is from the bottom of this. That's not where Bitcoin is right now. If I were to move this from where Bitcoin is, we have 13% to go.
Yeah.
If you think that's scary for
scenario.
Bitcoin, alts are dying. The alts are going zero, scare you. But the thing is, this line you see here is a point of support in reality.
Yeah, 52,000 to 50,000 does look like a point of support.
No, I did backward. Oopsie daisy. Wrong button again. Because that is a macro. level that's there. Let me see. Is it this? Is that the one that shows it? No, it's not that one. Here it is. 52,229. That is a support on a Fibonacci, horizontal, whatever. All of them. That's a level, a clear, decisive level that it's meant to hold. The only thing is we're going to go down 13%, and it's going to be scary.
That would be.
Which before terrifying. It was more of a not realistic, but it is there. Because if you look at this, the way this is all forming, which I learned this the other day.
Whoa.
Ignore that.
It's an extra arrow.
That was an extra one. It creates an M pattern. M top, what is typically called, is a bearish pattern because it means we went up, it rejected, we went down, we went back up, we tested again, it rejected, and now, without a doubt, has a lot of room to just bleed out, close the gap, and then do a final pump up. We want that, but we don't want that.
It's like one of those double-edged swords.
We would prefer it to hold this area right now and just continue on the uptrend, which it can. How likely is it? Really depends on what's the word?
Sentiment?
The sentiment in the market. So
yeah, it does look like there's definitely, like, that gap is very obvious, like from the 56,000 where we already found support on that M, but to the previous support before that at around 50 to 52,000, that gap is obvious because it just skyrocketed from 52 upward. And now if like market not volatility, moving average is like small and the amount of volume is low, then people won't see much potential in growth and maybe just try to exit with whatever they have.
Also, it's a huge M top. It's a huge M top, but it's also a reverse Head and Shoulders.
That's why I was looking at it. I was like, is that considered a Head and Shoulders?
It's also also Head and Shoulders.
It looked too parallel for it to be.
It's both. It is.
That's why I didn't want to say it.
Yeah, it's also a reverse Head and Shoulders. What would confirm this, invalidate this Head and Shoulders, is if this, where I was showing originally, where we currently are, continues to drop below that line I have, and hits that exact same level where we were at a couple weeks ago, like 58,000, that invalidates the Head and Shoulder, the reverse Head and Shoulders. So just
if it goes down to down to 58,000,
because Head and Shoulders, it means you create one shoulder, you have a nice midpoint, and then another one where you can ideally continue.
Yeah, and then continue going up.
Also, to be fair, if I said that wrong, I do apologize. I don't really.
No, I mean I don't
follow Head and Shoulder patterns, if I'm honest.
From my knowledge, that sounds pretty accurate to those techniques.
But yeah, that's where we are.
On the bright side, if we could hold off for like 4 more weeks, Bitcoin conference is happening in Nashville on the 25th, 26th of July. So typically what tends to happen is a bunch of people go to this conference, they get excited from all the cool stuff they see, and then they start scooping up Bitcoin on their way to the conference, at the conference, on the way home from the conference. Hopefully. And then like a bunch of articles get dropped about what companies are doing. In this particular conference, we will have a RFK talking, and then maybe potentially Donald Trump might be talking also. 2 presidential candidates talking about Bitcoin. That's going to get publicity. Depending on what they say. I mean, if they're at the Bitcoin conference, hopefully good stuff.
They both come out pro-Bitcoin this election.
Exactly. That will tend to be bullish, in my opinion. Seeing how that's 2/3 of the presidential nominees.
Yeah. Also, lastly, for the alts, if Bitcoin dominance goes up at the same time the price of Bitcoin goes down, alts are nuking.
Oh, is that what happens?
Yeah. Alts will be
so
nuking.
if more people stay within Bitcoin, people are going to be exiting their liquidity from alts and into Bitcoin.
Correct. What you would want to see, ideally, is the price of Bitcoin dumps. Ideally, you want Bitcoin to go up, while at the same time dominance comes down. That is alt season, essentially.
That's alt season. Yeah, that is clearly alt season.
But in this current market, what you would just want for your alts to hold and like survive is Bitcoin dominance comes down while Bitcoin goes down.
So, William, where can we find a good chart to determine what Bitcoin dominance looks like?
You want me to share my screen again?
You could just let us know, because I don't know where I could see that.
So that's just a number. I just look at it on TradingView. Like this is Bitcoin.
Oh, okay.
down.
So it's another chart on.
It's
another chart on TradingView.
Like it's another trend line that follows from way back when to now, where we've seen alts.
Okay, so that's what you have right now. Market cap BTC dominance.
Yeah.
Percentage in 4 hour.
Yeah, this is.
So then on the right, it's not a price; it's a percentage.
It's a percentage. This is how. Yeah, because this is the dominance of Bitcoin right now in terms of price. Meaning the 46% that's left is between alts, USDT, and everything else.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, all the other alts.
So we have been rejecting here on this 200 day, or this is a 50 day. I always forget these things. Which one's which?
Moving average ribbon, 50. Oh no.
Yeah, you can't. You have to.
You have to click one.
I have to open it. Yeah, the 50
Oh,
are
you
right.
have to open
200 days are right. So I said on the Bitcoin the opposite, actually.
So that's 50 day.
So this is the 50 days up here, which has been rejecting on for a while now. Before it was support, clear as you can see. We're rejecting it now. And then there's another 4 hour little trend line that we would ideally don't want it to break. We want it to reject on and push down again. And then there's a crap ton of support here on the 200 days. So ideally, we want it to reject here.
So as it bleeds, you would want it dominance to go down.
You want
so that
something like that,
altcoins don't bleed as much.
Pretty much. And then set the feeling, sentiment in the market changes. Price of Bitcoin starts to go up again. Not so much. Dominance does not bounce hard. Alts can fly. Ideally, hopefully. But that's where we are right now. It's a fun situation.
It's everyone's at the edge of their chairs, the edge of their seats, waiting to see what's about to happen. Because at least for the most part, it's just people are in anticipation. It's kind of a flip of a coin
at this point.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see if things hold. If Bitcoin does, like I said, Bitcoin decide to go to 51 or 52, there's not much we're gonna be able to do there for anything. Like altcoins are just gonna naturally bleed.
Yeah. And I was listening to something Jerome Powell was talking like yesterday or the day before, in some conference in Europe, where he was on what's that word again for people on a stage where there's like 3 different people, a panel. He was on a panel with the president for the Central Bank of Brazil, the president for the Central Bank of the Euro, and him. And they were just kind of like talking. Europe cut interest rates recently, and they're asking the moderator was asking him if he was going to plan on cutting interest rates anytime soon. And for the most part, he's been giving his like standard spiel about like, oh, we're heavily marketing, heavily analyzing the market, trying to see what it tells us. He's very careful about what he says because he knows how much his words, how much like weight his words carry.
We're waiting. I mean, job report came out. Jobs were good. Like it wasn't. They weren't. We didn't lose a lot of jobs. I think jobs were meant to be like 44,000. Like the expected number was 44, and we got 43. So like it's down.
So
like it is down, but it's not dramatic.
Yeah. So definitely, he didn't say anything about cutting rates anytime soon. So there's no that stimulus that the markets in general would see is not something to be expected.
Yeah. On that same note, the S&P, the Nasdaq are flying.
The Nasdaq, I've heard, is absolutely
they're at all-time highs, which is funny because last cycle, Bitcoin would have been flying with it, and it's just it isn't this time around. Like not flying together. So what people are trying to speculate is which one's the lagging indicator here. Is it Bitcoin to the Nasdaq or is Nasdaq to Bitcoin?
Yeah, because Bitcoin shot up earlier this year, and now it's the Nasdaq.
Exactly. So, but then the Nasdaq also started to pump afterwards. So it's like who's leading who? Is this what stocks are going to do next, or is this what Bitcoin's going to do next?
So that kind of reminds me of how people are saying, oh, there was a time when Bitcoin moved completely independent of the markets, where it doesn't matter if markets are doing good, Bitcoin could be doing absolutely horrible, and it doesn't matter if the markets are doing bad, and Bitcoin could be skyrocketing.
That's inaccurate, but okay.
There was a point where that was the case.
It wasn't though. So what I saw was it followed the liquidity cycle.
What liquidity cycle?
There's a liquidity cycle. I mean, there's a point in time in every X period where there's more money in markets. And typically Bitcoin would follow that cycle, meaning whenever there was more money in markets or whenever that increase was coming, Bitcoin would typically pump with that.
Yes, but that's not what I'm referring to. I'm saying like that the Bitcoin has never been. There was a point where Bitcoin was not pegged to the stock market.
Yeah, when it was at $2, I guess, sure.
Before the thousands, before it was reaching the thousands.
Yeah.
Then after that, it kind of got some more similarity. And now what we're seeing is that Bitcoin, and well, people are trying to figure out which is the lagging indicator. I still think it's important to realize that the Bitcoin does not necessarily move directly with the stock market. That's why it's important to identify the difference between the two and see which one is the lagging indicator.
I'm going to be very honest with you. A lot of smarter people than us says it does. And
says what?
That it does, that they do go, because they both follow liquidity cycles.
They have been moving together.
Yeah, but they
I'm not saying that isn't the case.
You just said it wasn't.
They have been. Before Bitcoin, like kind of like at some point Bitcoin kind of like synced up with the other ones.
At what price?
Market. I'd have to check. Specifically to give you a number, I'd have to check.
I'm not gonna say you're wrong, because I don't know. But from what I've heard of people who know more than I do about liquidity cycles and all of this, they all say, for the most part, it has followed it for a very long time now.
Yes, the liquidity cycle, yes. I'm not saying that's not the case.
But that is the stock market, because the stock market follows that same cycle. Everything follows that cycle, is what I've understood.
Okay. Well, let's say if Bitcoin is the lagging indicator, what's to happen?
We're gonna shoot up like a rocket ship.
It would shoot up like a rocket
ship. Lagging indicator, meaning we're waiting to go up.
Because the Nasdaq just shot up.
Because they've been reaching all-time high every other week, essentially, at this rate.
Mm-hmm. And then if it was the other way around,
we're waiting for the stock market to crash.
Because Bitcoin just crashed.
Because Bitcoin, it's been coming down from all-time high.
It's been coming down. Correct.
You would see the Nasdaq or the S&P reject off of its all-time high at some point or another.
Okay.
And then I guess we wouldn't get the big stimulant until slowly either more institutions and companies start buying more Bitcoin through the ETF. Like, this is just Bitcoin in terms, not even the rest.
Yeah, just Bitcoin. Mm-hmm.
It'll be Bitcoin, and then you would have to wait on rates to come down to free up capital so that retail will feel more comfortable to join in and get into alts.
Mm-hmm.
Or we, at this rate, we all know what's going to happen once the ETH ETF comes out in the next couple weeks or next couple days. Is GBTC is going to bleed, and you would ideally want the same or more demand to come in to balance it out for the rest of the ETFs. Which
to balance it out. Oh, okay.
To balance out the outflows. Because if those outflows don't happen, like if the demand isn't there for those outflows, it's just going to bleed. Mm-hmm. And since ETH is not a standalone token, it has so many layer 2s above it, it will cause all the layer 2s below it to bleed. And since they're lower cap, they'll bleed more.
True. Yeah, because GBTC has been holding Ethereum also.
Yes.
Do you know when? How long they've been holding for?
How long they've been accumulating?
Mm-hmm.
I don't. I would assume a fairly long. I think they have like $1 billion in that too.
I'm searching it up now.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they have close to $1 billion. Like right now, just because I'm looking at it, just because the chart's up, like alts are bleeding again because dominance is going up. Like, and alts price hasn't even moved a lot. Price is literally going up. Dominance went from 54.68 to 54.71, and tokens have lost that same injective that we looked at.
So Greyscale's been holding or had the over-the-counter Ethereum Trust starting September 20th, 2019.
Look at that, before the cycle, like in the cycle process. How much do they hold? Does it say?
So the current management fee is 2.5%. Currently, market price per share is $30.87. But I don't see. I'm looking at Greyscale's actual
website.
Yeah. Shares outstanding. They have 310,158,500 shares. ETH per share. Point. That's a fraction, a decimal. So I would have to do some math really quickly. Assets under management sitting at about, what is this? $9,545 million.
That's ETH?
Yeah, that's how much ETH they're holding. Oh, assets under management.
So I just googled it, and you're right. That is, yeah, they hold 10.9 billion worth of ETH.
Yeah,
that's a metric fuck ton.
Load. Yeah,
metric F load. So a lot of those people, they're in from 2019. If they bought before, whatever the price is now, if they bought like at $400 or $500, $600, they're gonna want to sell out. Well, or
they would absolutely want to sell out.
Do it simply, 80-20 rule. 80% hold, 20 sell. There's going to be $2 billion worth of ETH being sold.
Mm-hmm.
You need demand to buy 2 billion worth. That's a lot. I have heard and have looked at articles saying that the way they're gonna prop ETH or sell the institutions or people on ETH is that ETH is gonna be more of a technology, which it is, but it's not gonna be so since investors understand technology better. Facebook, Nvidia, all these things. They might value it more in that realm. So you're saying that it can also not outperform, but do on par
With?
Bitcoin.
Okay. In terms of how
Like
that
inflow
launch
wise.
happened. Yeah. Yeah, I think that would be the smart move for it, seeing how.
And if not, do better in at some point.
Yeah, because if ETH's value prop is just store of value, then
No good.
like ultrasound money,
Just get Bitcoin.
then it's like, yeah, we already have Bitcoin for that. Why am I going to take the added risk of this other product that came out later? And ETH is more. It's just it's literally supposed to be smart money that you could program and automate. So that would make sense. But that being said, they recently said that they're gonna delay the ETH ETF a bit.
Yeah.
And speculation is saying that that's because the actual institutions want to push it off a little bit.
Did you watch the same video I did?
I don't know, maybe.
I heard that.
I don't remember.
I heard that on Coin Bureau.
Coin Bureau?
Yeah.
Yeah, I did watch a Coin Bureau video. So yeah, I didn't remember where I heard it from, but I did remember. Yeah, I did watch that video. Yeah, where apparently like the institutions might be waiting to see if market condition gets a little bit better.
Maybe. I would maybe. But at the same time, you kind of need it to drop to do like its thing. Because if not, no matter if market condition gets better, they're gonna mess it up either way.
Exactly. No, that's exactly what I was just thinking. Now seeing how Grayscale holds so much ETH, it's literally not gonna do much anyways.
Like they need.
If anything, do it now that there's already blood in the water.
If you do it now, it's like how much lower can we really go?
Exactly.
Like, because again, these are ETH holders. Bitcoin is the leader of the market. If anything, the ETH layer 2s would get hurt.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't really hold much of those. So
Maybe they end up liquidating and pumping it into Bitcoin.
Also very true.
Maybe the layer twos might be like, oh, ETH ETF's about to come in, Grayscale's about to drop a bunch into the market. Let's liquidate some, drop it into BTC. Oh, wait until temperature settles down a little bit, and then just start running it up again.
Very possible, very likely. We've really just been talking about the market this whole time.
Literally just a market recap episode.
Dude, it's bleeding. It's bleeding again.
Yep. It's you can tell there's pain in our eyes.
He's just waking up.
William wakes up crying blood, pretty much.
I cried blood last night. Yeah, I did.
What'd I say?
I did. Whatever. We'll recover.
I get to a point where I just stop looking at the market because
you're not heavily invested either, though.
In alts, no, not really.
All right, so you're good, dog.
Yeah, I'm not really heavily invested in alts. That's not my case. So you're not heavily invested
in alts, and you're not trading, so you're good.
Yeah, I'm not trading. I don't like trading. It's not my forte. So
you're good. It's not mine either. It makes you feel better.
Yeah, but William, that's why I let you do it so that you could get better at it. And then
Gotcha.
Do you think that there's more market analysis that needs to be covered, or did you want to go into like some type of news of sorts?
Nah, man, just get if you're in spot and you're long term holding, fill your bags.
Mm-hmm.
Things are really good discounts. A lot of things are. I mean, can it go lower? Yes,
potentially.
But your spot, this is your long term investor.
Your spot and your holiday.
Buy it up.
DCA all day.
It's not talking about the market, but this is a question that's asked a lot, and it does suck when you speaking for myself. I have alts that are losing 50-80%, right?
Mm-hmm.
I have two options. I can sell at the loss, switch out to other alts that I like better, leave them, or DCA more. Those are your three options. What are you gonna do? Like, in terms of, like, I hear people cry, like, not cry, but they go, do I sell, buy back lower? You can try that, but the likelihood of you catching that bottom or it not continuing to go down while it's going down, it's hard. It's unlikely.
Mm-hmm.
If you're already losing 80%, 50% on some alts, check out the token. Does it make sense? Do you still like it? If it's a yes and a yes, do you have more cash? No. Then hold it.
Mm-hmm.
You do have more cash. Buy some more.
DCA down.
DCA down. If we are still in the belief of this is a bull market, we will go up, then you gotta buy more or hold the L until it's not an L.
Pretty much.
Or unless you think this is it.
You know that I've actually been hearing a couple people claim that we actually have peaked.
Then I don't want this money if we did peak. I don't want it.
It wasn't worth it.
It wasn't worth it. I did not. I don't want it. But, you know, the likelihood that this is peak, in my opinion, is unlikely. Because this, from what I've read up on, this is from Rec Capital. He goes, the pump will continue once we feel like the bull run is over.
Yep. That's exactly what's gonna happen.
That's literally what he says every other video. He goes, once we think the pump is over, this is when it will really start.
Yep. And as you start hearing more people say, "Oh, bull run's done. We've peaked. It's done."
Start buying. You buy more. The more you hear of it, the more you buy.
Like Warren Buffett said, "Blood on the streets. It's the best time to invest."
It's the best time to invest. Yeah, things are down, and things may come down a little more.
Mm-hmm.
You have a couple choices. Decide. Like, Bitcoin right now is hitting 59,900. At this point, things are bleeding. There's not much you can do unless you're shorting. If you're shorting, you're printing. I just don't short in bull markets. I'm too pussy.
Yeah.
I am. I'm scared of shorting. Why? Because I'm generally the belief of everything goes up.
Yep. You don't know when it's gonna, but the thing is, you don't know when it's gonna go up.
Exactly. So I don't want to risk it.
The inevitable answer is eventually it will go up, but when, we don't know, and that's why it's risky to short.
But those are my thoughts. I think we get to some news now.
100%. So, in terms of, since we're talking about ETH, there was a recent event out in Chile, in Santiago, the capital of Chile, called EthChile, and they had whopping numbers going on over there. So this happened last weekend. EthChile was kind of like orchestrated by the organizer called Cristobal Pereira.
Mm-hmm.
And they said, he was talking how onboarding went from, in 2023, a total of 25 million crypto users, shooting up to 55 million crypto users this year. That is like 116% change in growth of crypto users within the region in Chile. Insane. Or South America, better said.
Those are large numbers.
That is large numbers. So they see high levels of onboarding in Argentina and Brazil.
They what? I'm sorry.
So there was a lot of, like, it wasn't just in Chile. It was the region being South America.
Got you.
Yeah, it wasn't just Chile. It's just that EthChile happened to be, in Chile.
Yeah, I get you.
The event had about 400 developers out there, not
Solid.
Ethereum core developers, not strictly Ethereum core developers.
Yeah.
Additionally, because actually, I was looking at this chart. Ethereum core developers, there are currently about 195.
How many?
Ethereum core
195.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so
That
actually,
explains a lot. That explains why it takes some time to get things rolling.
Yeah, surprisingly, William,
They're quick.
that's a high number.
I know.
So I'm gonna pull this apart so I can show this, because this is a web source that I've been kind of like messing with. Screen share. This one. So this is a token terminal. They have a whole bunch. Oh, does it?
Yeah, no, but that was just because I wasn't in the big screen. I got it. I'm looking at it now.
Oh, okay. A whole bunch of like key metrics, such as active loans, active users, daily, monthly, and weekly, assets staked. But in this one, we're looking at core developers, and Ethereum has 195 core developers.
Solid.
The only one I don't see here is Bitcoin, which is interesting because I would have thought Bitcoin would be on the list at least.
So how much?
I feel like
go to Jupiter.
Jupiter, 168.
Solid.
And then I see Sui over here at 84. I feel like those are pretty decent numbers.
The fact that Jupiter is one of Solana's like bigger decentralized exchanges, and it has that many is kind of like impressive to me.
So then if we come over here to active
I don't see
users
Sol.
on the monthly,
Mm-hmm.
Solana just,
Or is that Tron?
Tron.
Tron chain. Yeah.
Tron is a like kind of like low cap, high volume.
Yeah.
But Solana was kind of like Solana and Tron are like neck and neck. I think if we go to weekly, it does go down a little bit less. So like Solana users check in monthly, but not on the weekly.
Mm-hmm.
And well, this source I thought was really cool. You get a lot of good information, for just key metrics, and I think that's fun. So, yeah, I just wanted to mention that since we're talking about the core developers not core developers, just developers in EthChile. I'd lost you for a second. I was like, what's going on with my screen?
Oh, yeah, it happens. Awesome sauce.
Yeah, so hopefully the ETH ETF comes out soon. At least I want it.
I need to see what happens. I just want to get over the pain.
Yeah.
Got anything else for us?
I got some other stuff, I suppose.
Why should I suppose? It's not very
because it's we're talking about ETH a lot, and obviously with the good news that the ETH ETF is around the corner, we also recently got news a while ago. I'm not sure if we talked about it, about how the SEC recently dropped its case with Consensus for offering Ethereum, pretty much saying Ethereum is a unregistered security. SEC dropped that case. They didn't explicitly say that the Ethereum is a commodity, but essentially that's kind of what we could infer from that. Mm-hmm. However, the SEC has chosen to go against the Consensus one more time. But this time for
gotcha, bitch.
pretty much. So essentially, Consensus is going after Consensus. Not bad. The SEC is
going after the Consensus.
Going after Consensus for providing liquid staking of Ethereum, saying that liquid staking is a security.
They gotta do something, huh? They gotta try to get you somewhere.
They're trying, dude. They're trying left and right. I just think it's just very pertinent, showing how the SEC doesn't realize that crypto assets do not follow regular assets that we have defined. They're not like anything else.
Yeah, no, they're just like shooting at whatever move. At this point, it's like, bro, hop off.
Yeah.
And
You said the term before. They're trying to regulate through enforcement.
Yeah, it is enforcement.
Yeah, I think that's what it was. Like they're trying to do the regulation by enforcement, going after them through some type of court case.
Typically.
Yeah, some type of court case saying, "Oh, you're infringing, you're operating illegally," and then if it passes and it sticks, then that becomes law essentially.
Pretty much.
But nothing's been sticking.
No, because it's not. Because they're not hitting. It's not that they're not. It's just like the courts are like, dude, it's not working. And it's not even them, but it's also like, if you think they're bad, the IRS taxes are just as bad.
Oh yeah, that's just as bad.
Like, it's just like, dude. So, like, you know what it is that for taxes they count staking rewards as taxes, right? Awesome, cool. I get this paid out 3 times a day. I don't know how much it is because if I earned it at 100, but the value is $3 now. Like, what are we doing? I don't have the $100 worth of value. Like, how does this make any sense here?
Mm-hmm.
You get an airdrop. It counts. Receiving the airdrop is a taxable event. Awesome. The airdrop goes down to a penny or less than a penny. I never sold. How do you want me to pay taxes on that?
Yeah.
Like, what are we doing?
Here's my thing with the whole taxation from the IRS. The IRS is supposed to tax dollars. They want dollars. So unless I could pay them in the token, I don't think I should be paying any taxes on it.
Yeah, but no, you're just an animal.
That's not animal. That's just they have no right. They have no right taxing something that doesn't come from the United States.
They tax gold, and gold doesn't always have to come from the United States.
Okay, but you could pay in gold.
No, you can't.
You
cannot pay the IRS. You cannot pay the IRS in gold.
That's right. I was getting heated. I'm sorry. You're right.
Fucking idiot. Yo, this guy.
Okay, but no. But they tax what? The purchase of gold?
The sale of gold.
Okay, but they don't tax you whenever someone gifts you gold?
They do if it's over a certain number, I'm pretty sure of.
Okay, so then how do you pay those taxes on that gold?
I'm with you. I'm sure they go with the same problem. I'm with you. I'm saying the IRS is stupid. They're doing it wrong.
So then you know this viral dude on Instagram who's walking the streets of New York saying, "Hey, you want this bar of gold? You want this bar of gold?" Do those people gotta pay taxes? Do they gotta pay taxes on that gold?
Yeah, I mean you do. Okay, so to be fair, you also gotta pay taxes on gifts over $14,000.
Yes, that is true. 10,000? Yeah, above a nominal value.
Above a nominal, yeah.
That is true. But if that gift is in cash, for sure. But even if it's like, let's say you gift your mom a car.
I think so. You have to pay you have taxes for the car. I'm pretty sure you have to pay taxes somewhere there, dog, or maybe twice. Like if I'm honest with you, the IRS is so fucky. Like they'll fuck you 3 times if they can. Like,
one through each roll.
The IRS will tax you 7 times if they could. I think it's criminal. We fought a war for a fucking 2% tax on fucking tea bags. The fuck we doing?
They weren't bagged. Huh? It wasn't bagged by back then. But
it wasn't even bagged. It was just like suelto. I just got loud, dog.
Yeah.
I got hot.
Yeah.
It's criminal.
This is the reason why I tend to stay away from tax conversations.
Tax me like not fair. Like tax me where it makes sense.
Yeah, and spend the money right, but that's not the IRS's problem, I guess.
Like tax me where it makes sense. If you're
the IRS needs to start doing audits on the government.
Sure. Yeah. For what? The Pentagon got audited 5 times, and it showed that they're missing shit, and nothing happened. So why does it matter?
Mm-hmm.
Don't audit me. Fuck off. Like fuck you.
The thing is that's okay, William. You like bringing up taxes and making me mad because that's the issue. They come after us, the people, for $685 worth of income when the Pentagon has billions of dollars lost.
This is the IRS. Rules for thee, not for me.
Yes, sir. That is the
I would have
IRS.
dropped the mic, but this is an expensive ass microphone. And we can't afford to buy another one right now.
We can't. Not with these market conditions.
We need. I remember when I was at work, I'll be like, "Crypto's up. I'm up. I don't gotta be here anymore." Now I'm like, McDonald's, you hiring?
It's like when Bitcoin was $60,000, reached $60,000 in February. We're on the yacht just.
It reached $60,000 after reaching 74. And we're like, "May I take your order,
Right.
please?"
Yeah. Right. Yeah, pretty much how it goes. Damn. My ear gets hella itchy.
Mine's
With-
too.
with this thing.
It's weird because like then you look weird scratching it.
Yeah.
Back to another like, this is to get us upset.
I mean, you already got me upset.
Okay, you were born upset.
I was born upset after my first birthday. Continue. Forget it. just keep it rolling.
So this is from Eric Voorhees.
Okay.
He responded
You want
to
to
Kyle.
let the listeners know who that is?
We've talked about him before.
Did we?
Yeah.
Can you let me know who it is? Because I don't remember who that is.
Eric Voorhees, he's a crypto dude.
Okay.
Like he's a big Bitcoin maxi. I think he left the States. I'm not sure.
Okay.
We've talked
So
about him.
what-
I'm sure you've remember him. Google him. You'll see his face and you remember immediately.
Probably. Okay, so what happened? What do you say?
So he responded to a tweet by Kyle Chassis, whatever you want to call his name. Sorry, Kyle. He's another crypto influencer / he has his own like crypto VCs, whole thing, right? People in the space. These are two people in the space. Sorry, my crypto exchange just said something. So Kyle reported on June 26th, U.S. government just sent 4,000 Bitcoin to Coinbase because the U.S. is going to start selling. This wasn't part of Mt. Gox, but they're going to start selling some of the Bitcoin from Mt. Gox. They stated this last March, 2023.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to start selling, right? So Eric wrote, U.S. government declared Coinbase an illegal brokerage and then proceeded to use Coinbase as its brokerage.
Yep.
How are we, as a country, how does this make any sense to me? You're going to, the SEC is going to sue the company, but then another department of the U.S. government is be like, I need you to sell this. And they're going to continue doing it.
Yeah.
And other branches of the U.S. government are going to go ahead and use Coinbase either way. Because on top of that, Because on top of that, this is by Bitcoin Magazine, the U.S. Marshal Service, an agency within the U.S. DOJ, partners with Coinbase to provide custody and trading services for their large cap digital assets. Again,
Yeah,
I'm an
I
illegal
heard of that
brokerage. Why am I being used by the government if I'm an illegal brokerage? You're supporting my company, but I'm an illegal brokerage. Like, how the SEC can, I'll go, if I'm a lawyer, I'll be like, Judge, listen, I'm being used by other people that are in here. What do you want me to do? Who's wrong? He can't say this, and then the rest of everyone else goes to be like, oh no, I don't know. Like, how does it make any sense?
One could argue that when that starts happening, it's because the government is too big. Because now it's not even. You want to know the funny part, William? Recently, Biden recently vetoed the SAB
SAB
bill?
121, I think.
Yeah, that would allow banks to hold and trade crypto assets for its clients. If the Biden administration would have approved that, then it could have just gone, the U.S. Marshals could have just gone straight to a bank instead of this crypto company.
Yeah, it's like, what are you doing?
Whole bunch of stupid stuff is what they're doing, William.
Did you see?
Obviously, our government is not prepared for the technology that is coming because they're all old farts.
Hot mess, dude. On top of that, though, companies are still adopting Bitcoin.
Yep.
This Japanese public company, MetaPlanet, buys another 200. They have yen.
Mm-hmm.
200 million worth of Bitcoin in yen, of course.
200 million yen worth of Bitcoin. 200
million yen. I'm sorry. I chopped it. I'm sorry. So I'm not sure how much it is in dollars, but it's still a fair amount. You're Googling it?
I'm Googling Japanese yen to Bitcoin. So.
Oh, I can tell you how much it was.
Oh, yeah?
They bought 20 Bitcoin, 20.19 Bitcoin.
Okay, cool. Awesome for them. That's a bunch of Bitcoin.
That's a solid number.
Yeah, I think the yen is like 0.06 of a penny to 1 yen. Let's see. Japanese yen to USD. What did I say?
0.06?
Point oh. So it's 0.0062.
Wow, they're super devalued.
Super, yeah. Compared to the dollar.
Yeah. Alrighty, you want me to share one more? This is one more Bitcoin thing. I think I don't have any Bitcoin more. I don't have any more Bitcoin topics after this.
Well, I just want to say something about that whole U.S. Marshal thing.
Oh, we're still on that?
Yeah, they did that through a government contract.
Yeah.
And it's supposed to last 5 years with Coinbase.
4 years?
5.
Oh, okay.
5 years with the possibility of extending 6 months.
Okay.
But then part of the contract is, so it's structured with something called IDIQ, which means indefinite delivery and indefinite quantity, meaning that the U.S. government could do as many transactions with as many volume with Coinbase, and Coinbase has to like comply to that based off of the contract that they worked out with the government.
So they'll crash the market.
If America keeps on seizing Bitcoin somehow, they can potentially crash the market. Correct.
Gotcha. Which happens. Yesterday in that dump, people were selling Bitcoin, but there are people selling. I'm just gonna throw a number because I don't remember the exact, but they're selling, let's say, $2, $3, $4, $5 million worth of Bitcoin at one go. They're giving away money because the price, the demand for that, it was just like liquidating itself. Like it was just selling at losses, not at losses, but not at the full value of Bitcoin at the time, because they themselves were just crashing the price. Like they weren't doing it properly.
Mm-hmm.
They weren't selling off correctly, better said.
Just dumped it completely.
Just dumped it. So I have a little chart that should bring us some hope.
Okay, thank you. That's what I wanted to hear. That was the next word I wanted you to say.
And I as Red Capital, the altcoin hype cycle and the cycle itself, we typically bottom out in June. And then typically we start climbing back up for July. That's what Red Capital has said in multiple of his tweets and his his market analysis. This, what I'm going to share now, is a more of a chart inferring what typically happens after June. So again, we don't see them way back, but if I'm not mistaken, this is a crypto happening right here.
2013?
Was it? Or was it 2014 that was the happening?
No, happened in 2016. It was 2012. So 2013 was the year after the happening.
Perfect. Thank you. So 4-year cycle, 2 years after, positive June, positive July. We had pretty positive months. Remember, Bitcoin at that time had very low volume or lower volume compared to now. It's not as big of a market. Mm-hmm. Now, these are the prior happenings, because 2017, 2015, 2018 was happening time?
No. So it was 2009 was when Bitcoin got launched. 2009, 10, 11, 12, 13. No, 13 was the happening year. Correct. 13 was the happening year. Then 4 years after, 14, 15, 16, 17. 17 was a happening year.
Okay.
Um, 18, 19, 20, 21 was another halvening year.
Perfect. And now 24.
Mm-hmm.
So for multiple halvenings, we've had red Julys.
Yes.
And typically what happens after a red July, on average, a red June is a green July.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, correct. Yeah,
So last cycle, we had a 37%. You said 21 or 22 for halvening? I'm sorry.
21.
We had a 5% down on June, but we had an 18% up in July. If history repeats itself, for the most part,
this chart actually shows that there's a inverse correlation. So if it's a red month on June, green for July, green on June, red for July.
Red for the most part, correct. So
there's only 2 years. There's only 2 years where we've seen 2 consecutive green months, where it's just 2015 and 2017.
And we haven't seen a red one. We have not seen two
consecutive, at least on this chart.
And also not for these specific months. We've seen it for other years, as you can clearly see. Like August, September, and that 2018 year. You know. So we could infer from this, and what you can gather, of course, not everything's repeats itself, but we can see a positive, or ideally a better July.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully, we started the month off garbage at this point, but if it closes off well, we can see a very promising outcome. 70,000 Bitcoin, in my opinion, hopefully. Get me back to the heights.
What percentages do we see? 9%, 17%, 20.
Oh, I forgot I was sharing my chart. I just want to see what a 70,000 Bitcoin would be if we were to go back up.
This says Bitcoin Tether U.S. perpetual contract. So that's what 23%.
23% to go back to all-time highs.
So go back to that chart that you had up. So yeah, what are the July typical percentages?
The average is 7. The median is 8. But we've had outliers.
Okay, but that's including the negative ones. I'm talking about specifically on the ones where we have a red June.
8, 17. I would say 19s. If you notice, there's only one. There's 2 that are below double digits. The rest are all double digits.
Yeah, there's 2 below. There's 1 below double digits.
No, 2.
9.
That's a red one. No, you're right. There's only 1. So I would safely say average here would be 19, 18, easy.
Yeah, I see 20 being the highest, 18, 16, and 24. So yeah, let's say 19.
Back to 70s.
Yeah, we could hit 70s again.
Back to 70s, and that will liquidate so many shorts. It would really balance out the market again. But it's just
that indeed is hopeful news, William.
I want to throw hope out there.
Yep. It's not all FUD. It's not all FUD in the market.
It's not all FUD. Lastly, I have 2 more things. The last one's actually pretty promising. So Bitcoin whales have started to accumulate the Link token. They've bought the last a combined total of 54 addresses. These 54 addresses in the past 7 days. This is a little old now, so a couple more days. Well, it's only a day old actually. They've purchased around 2,000 Link tokens at a value of $30 million. And just to be clear, Link is the oracle for the ETH network, so it connects prices and communicates prices throughout the network. So it's needed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely required token.
So it's definitely be a thing that is promising in the long term. I just feel like sharing that just because I like Link. I have Link. I'll probably buy more Link.
Disclaimer.
Yeah,
William is invested in Link.
It's actually one of my bigger bags.
Is it?
Yeah.
I'm gonna check to see if I have any, so I could do the disclaimer too. probably don't because I don't even know. Where the heck is it? Oh, okay, here we go. Summary. No, I got no link.
Oh, I see, you're good then.
No disclaimer here.
Oh, and like I said earlier, Mt. Gox distributions should start up in the next couple of weeks, I would say.
Mhm.
FTX as well. They're deciding what's going to happen with them. But they're, from what Rand talked about on his show, he goes for FTX that for every dollar, you'll get back $1.05 for your claim. Like if you sold your claim, they're paying $1.05.
Okay. So we talked a while back about the absolute tanking, bleeding that the Bored Ape Yacht Club has seen.
Yeah.
On the other side of NFTs, Pudgy Penguins is doing great.
Yeah, where are they at?
About 40% up on the week.
Oh, okay. Okay, I thought you were about to say like overall. I was about to like go crazy.
No, yeah. So overall, they are sitting at about 12.25 Ethereum each.
And do you know what their peak was?
I don't know what their peak 38 to 15. Let's see. I can pull that up. Time to pull up OpenSea.
But it says their peak price. I haven't been on OpenSea since last cycle.
Pudgy Penguins. Give me the Pudgy Penguins. Wow. OpenSea looks like they've been working on their site quite a bit. Activity. Why
That's
this
what we
so
like to
zoomed
hear.
in?
Progress.
Right? So it looked like they were peaking. What is this? This is volume. Offers, collection offers, transfers. I guess they don't give you the peak price. You know, I'm not a big fan of how OpenSea is looking right now. They got the UI a little bit too zoomed in. I can see. I don't know what their peak price was. Not through here. CoinMarketCap should show that, right?
I'm on it. 20 ETH.
20 ETH.
20.35 ETH, and they're currently selling for 11.4. So they're down 50%. That's not bad.
Oh, so they're a little down, yeah.
That's not bad.
But they like saw a good resurrection recently with I think this was what. So I'm looking at a tweet posted by Tyler_did it. Tyler did it. Spaced out with underscores. Tweeted this July 2nd, so yesterday. With the floor is up 19% overnight. With a 40% on the week. And the book is thin, saying that there are just 17 Pudgy Penguins with a 14 ETH floor. Just 67 to 20. With 14 ETH floor, very few close to the floor.
Okay.
So people are hodling penguins.
They're doing pretty well.
Yeah, they're doing pretty decently.
Hey man, like we said, not all. Some NFTs will make it, some won't. We'll see which ones do and don't.
Yeah, I'm to be honest. Maybe
NFT art, NFT
community
wasn't a move in my opinion, from the looks of it.
Mm-hmm. It was too artsy, William. It was very artsy. It got a lot of traction, a lot of controversy because of it being art. It's like, where's the value? But that's typically what causes markets, or not markets, communities to move. The influence behind the art.
Yeah. I mean, I think even when we said it, which I think if we did say, I will say, I think we may have been wrong. I think at one point I don't remember. We said this like a year ago now, over a year ago. we're talking about how if you're buying NFTs or investing, you want them. I think we said community, but we also said utility. I think we need you. Digressing from that, we need more utility. Community doesn't matter. You need you need a real use case, in my opinion.
But where does the utility come from?
Actual utility, a ticket. That's real utility. You need that. I don't think a community does it, because I think meme coins are doing that better.
True. Meme coins do community.
I think that's the thing. And meme coins with one meme token, which is like a penny, you're in the community. It's more inclusive, not so much exclusive.
That is true. That is very accurate.
So I think for NFTs to succeed, we need...
Change.
Huh?
The things change.
Yeah. I mean, we said it. We said community a lot. And now looking back, I was like, no, you know what? Wasn't it? Or it could have been it, but it was executed poorly.
It's growing pains.
I mean, this is a changing industry. It will keep on to change, and we just got to change with it. And admit when things were right, and admit when things are wrong. It is what it is. As long as you don't do an FTX, you're pretty good.
Pretty much. Or Mt. Gox.
Or what did he do?
Well, FTX was way worse.
But he didn't. Mt. Gox didn't do it, or was...
No.
Oh, no, I'm thinking about Silk Road.
They got hacked. Yeah.
I was thinking about Silk Road. Yeah, Mt. Gox did get hacked, but the guy was shady to a degree. I mean, if you don't scam people outright, you'll be fine.
Oh, actually, now that we're talking about scams, I think the FBI, some type of American DOJ department, is setting out a reward for any information that comes to the arrest of the crypto queen.
Who's she?
For some scam artist. She stole a bunch of people's... Yeah, crypto queen. You haven't heard of her?
No.
Oh, I highly suggest doing some research on her when you get the chance.
I'm putting her up right now.
Yeah, so she pretty much did like a whole pump and dump, like Ponzi scheme.
Okay.
And she made off with millions of dollars, and she's on the run. She probably got some type of plastic surgery, changed her name, disappeared type of ordeal.
Oh, snap, like that? Like an El Chapo?
Yeah, she probably did something like that.
That's crazy.
Yeah. But
why would she go through all that?
Because she made a lot of money.
Yeah, but one makes sense. One's this one. I don't get it. Like, if you're going to go on the wrong, just pull a Do Kwon. I don't know. How long have we been recording for?
2 hours.
One of our longer ones, I see.
Yep, sir. It's been a minute, so...
Yeah. We didn't even get to Haktua Girl.
What happened with the Haktua?
Yo, she's doing what I would do. She's trying to get the bag. Wouldn't you?
Yeah, of course, William. Her, what's it called? Her claim to fame. You gotta capitalize on that.
Peak. Also, it's like, it wasn't even that crazy what she said. It's just like the way she said it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
like
it's mostly the way that she said it.
It's just like the way she came off. It's just like, that's hilarious.
It was super like if it like flowed out like natural, just
natural. It's like when we say nothing.
Perfectly executed.
Yeah. That's all I got. I got nothing though for this 2 hour long podcast.
Yep. Well, if you guys made it this far, please leave a like, comment.
Wowza.
Again, 3 comments, and I will be shirtless next episode.
Yeah. Oh.
Well,
100th episode's coming up. We got to plan that out.
That is true. Just like what, 4 more weeks away?
I think if this is 96, we're 4 weeks away from 100th episode.
Yep. Something like that.
Shots.
Yeah,
I think we gotta take shots on that or like something. Get obliterated again.
Get obliterated.
It won't be the first time.
We gotta invite Harry back in.
We gotta get on it. We gotta get our favorite returning guest.
Yeah, he's definitely the one to invite.
Yeah, I just realized since he can be in the studio with you, but you don't have a camera for him.
I don't have a camera. No, that's it. He's gotta hop on the stream with us.
Or he can be on the camera.
Yeah.
Like you use your camera and he uses that one.
Yeah,
man. We'll talk about the software.
We'll be side to side. We'll be side to side.
Well, you can
Thank you guys for coming. Thank you for watching.
It's been another week
Of your favorite crypto podcast.
Sometimes crypto.
The Unscripted
Crypto podcast.
Hey yo.